Well, the early spring has made this year's fishing season a strange one, but it may have been a boost for the perch. Paul Nelson explains in this week's Fishing Tips.
This week we're going to talk about perch. The perch in the lakes, in many of the larger lakes in the Bemidji area, actually put in a tremendous hatch this spring. We had that early spring with the warm water temperatures, good weed growth early in the year, and perch like to lay their eggs in strands on those weeds, so it was almost perfect conditions for a big perch hatch. The lakes that I've been seeing the biggest hatches in are Winnie and Bemidji, where you actually see these small schools of perch near the surface, and when they get spooked, it'll actually look like it's raining or like there's somebody throwing rice in the water. Well, you actually see the water just kind of explode from these schools of perch. In Winnie, it's actually been many areas in the lake where it's open water. They're not even relating to structure. There's so many of those small perch in the lake. Other lakes like Cass and Leech Lake have also had similar hatches of perch this spring. Now those little perch represent a large amount of food for the other fish and other species in the lakes, and as these lakes, the algae bloom starts to die off, those fish are going to start to shy away from the surface, and once they reach about 2 inches, they're actually more viable food for the walleyes and the perch. So once they start to go into deeper water this fall, those perch are going to represent a tremendous amount of food for larger perch and walleyes. Also, they're going to end up on the bottom of the lakes eating bloodworms and other things all winter, and the real true measure of a good age class of fish is how many make it through that first year. So it's actually, not certain that it'll be a good hatch, but it should be. And those numbers after that first year will really go up in the survival rates until those fish get harvested by anglers, usually about in their 6th year. So this has been the Fishing Tip of the Week, and I'm Paul Nelson from the Bemidji Area Lakes Guide Service.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.